What is up, YouTube? This is your girl Killer Rose. Right now I'm at the gym, and I just want to say, yes, a 50-year mortgage, you're basically being scammed. If you multiply whatever the mortgage, you already have your loans, right? You gotta calculate that as an apartment. So imagine you're gonna be paying. Let me give you a estimate, like maybe $1,800, right? I don't know, it could be lower than that or it could be higher. Really depends on what state you live in. But if you get a 50-year mortgage, guess what? You're not gonna be able to pay the whole thing off in a matter of 50 years. Imagine if I told you that I was gonna be like 79. If I purchase a house today with a 50-year mortgage, I'll be paying more than what I came to borrow. So basically, what you borrowed is what you're going to be paying, more than what you borrow. So by the end of 50 years, let's say if I got 79 years and I finally paid it off. Sorry guys, I'm just readjusting the camera a little bit. So what ends up happening is, when you decided to get that 50-year mortgage, let's say I'm 79 years old, finally got the first year off, basically all the debt is paid. But guess what? You're basically paying millions, just $1 million loan that's on your name. You are gonna be paying $1,800 monthly. So imagine, just calculate 18 times 12, get that, right? So when you get that number, multiply it by 50, and then I think that's how you do math, right? You gotta multiply it by the years, or well, no, actually, no, forget that. So yeah, so just calculate 1,800 times 12, so that's just 1 year. 49, that's when you want to calculate. You want to multiply it by 49, and you'll actually get the actual number that you're going to be paying. And now, not only you gotta bring in the actual house, like not just the loan itself, but you gotta think of car maintenance. How are you gonna pay for the car? And how are through time, you're not gonna have the same car for 50 years unless you have I don't know, you have an extra job on the side, but it's gonna be a miserable life for you. That's what I'm trying to get at here, is that you're not gonna have a good life. I mean, imagine 1,800. I feel like I would have been in like more debt than I could possibly imagine. Why? Because I don't get paid like that. I don't get paid, like more. I get paid at least, I'll tell you how much I get paid, okay? I get at least $2,000 a month, okay? So it's not a whole lot. It is for some other people, but I mean, if I would have done that, I would have gotten myself into a bigger hole. Because not only do you have to worry about your loan, your actual mortgage payment, you gotta look at the other bills that you had to pay. You had to pay electricity. You had to pay water. You gotta pay food. You had to pay for transportation, and if you want some fun activities, you're gonna pay more money on the extra side. And guess what? That's already $200 here. And imagine you got tires that you wanted to pay, but guess what? You don't have any money for that. So what you gonna do now? That guy was pretty freaking weird. Obviously, I'm not gonna go out. It was so weird. I don't know. That was so weird, guys. Sometimes I'm like in a frenzy. Sometimes I would so it's a crazy world, right? So you gotta make sure that you're not being followed. You Oh yeah, there's police right there. Who knows that guy they might pulling him over. But or maybe somebody else is doing something stupid, who knows. But it was sometimes I get into a frenzy and I would think like someone is not out to get me, but I feel like I had to be more aware of my surroundings because of people that are crazy. Some people, I'm not saying all, right? I'm just saying a significant amount of people happen to be crazy. And you just never know. Maybe someone out there just dislikes me so much that they actually care and wants to either not stalk me. I mean, seriously, I mean, I think I would be in shock if that was the case. I'd be like, holy moly, bro. Really gonna do that? I mean, like, seriously, there's other ladies out there, like, like, just stop, like, really, it just, for me, I think I would be more offended that I'm being stalked than, I don't know, I don't want to say it, but, I wouldn't, I'd just be more uncomfortable, like, the feeling like people actually watch me what I'm doing. That's actually unsettling. Like, what the hell, man? And so my point is that with this whole 50-year mortgage, you're not going to be able to pay it off. You got to think about other bills that are in question. And I can only have at least like a few minutes here because I'm late, guys, obviously. It's 8:15 p.m. and I had to beg my mom to let me go out because I wanted to have time on myself, and she wouldn't let me. She wouldn't let me, but I would tell her that I spent all day with her. I got to hang out with my family. I get to see my dad all the time now, since he's retired. But it's like I wanted time for myself, and it seems like I don't get enough that time to put it on hold, and it's terrible. Oh shoot. Speaking about terribleness, I had to go work out, and I had to go help my mom with something, and so with that being said, guys, is that don't do it. That 50-year mortgage is a trap. It is a long, if you really want to say, like, screw my life, I'm gonna sign this piece of paper, and because I hate my children, I'm gonna, die and not pay off this debt. In fact, I'm just gonna let them pay it off instead. That's like a shitty way to live. Honestly, I wouldn't dare give this to anyone, even if it sounds like it's a great deal, but like, no, not everyone is gonna live at a house for 50 years. Not everyone is gonna stay for that amount of time. And I hate to say it because I'm that one person that is not gonna stay in Arizona forever, and I'm so sad. I hate to break the news, and when, I do not know. I'm not happy about it either. I would rather stay out of California. Okay. Yeah, I mean, listen, yeah, they do have good spots and bad spots. There's good people and bad people, but when I see politics who does not give a shit about their laws and let people do everything that they want, I'm not that type of person that actually likes to let things slide. Like, yeah, I like seeing streets that have freaking, like, all these drugs that are going and they're passing around like if they're candy. Ooh, guys, I can't believe, like, there's gonna be needles on the ground that I had to step on, and I wonder if I'm contaminated with drugs now and if I need Narcan because it got into my system. Now, that's something, well, not through my shoe, right? But you don't know these things. Sometimes you breathe it in and this shit will definitely drop you. So yeah, I listen, whoever's in Cali, no respect, no disrespect, but that's just how I feel it. I mean, California used to be the fundamental of just of the West Coast, right? It was like it was insane. Like, I mean, like, I don't know, guys. Maybe I mean, maybe I'm being the one that's over dramatic here. I feel like if I go to California, that I might love it so much that I might never go back to Arizona. That's what I feel in my heart. I feel like I don't like the feeling that I have to leave my home and the place that I actually love to be in. That it is a simple way to drive. It's so simple. Sometimes some freaking streets are so, like, so bad. Like, I feel like the DMV did not teach me enough about actual driving. I wish they would have let me know that, hey, we actually have a course here. You know, if you are interested into driving downtown, we have this location here, and you know, give us a quick call, and so that we can actually teach you how to fucking drive. And yeah, but no, I hate driving downtown. I like things that are simple, that are smooth, that are easygoing, that, I mean, yeah, that people gives me you know, a lot of people give me a headache sometimes. Sometimes you guys rock, okay? When I look at the comments, I think it's so freaking funny, right? And I'm like, man, I really, I mean, I hope not. But it seems like I sparked a whole comment section that's like a, what is it? What is those, there, it's like it's an Xbox thing. It's like an Xbox chat room. And you know those ones, especially in either, I think Call of Duty is probably the most toxic ones. I mean, yes, I've been through Call of Duty before. Yes, I have been through Call of Duty as a young teenager. Let me tell you, this was not easy to deal with actual guys. Men, basically. They will fucking get you, dude. And I just gotta say, that was the time of my life. I'm not gonna lie. But anyways, guys, oh shoot, okay, it's 8:21. I just want to say, make sure you get your money right. Do not fall for this scam. I don't care anybody who can say this is a good idea. It's not a good idea. If you want to find $1 million home, or like, let's say you want to, you know, pay off $500,000 down, okay? You get the piece of shit of a land. You know, you find a land and you actually put it together. You know, have, a well-built home. Even if it's a small cubicle home, you could definitely say that you found someone that actually did the construction and you did it, okay? Instead of having to go to debt, you bought a piece of land, or you bought a piece of like some sort of shack, and you knock it down and you rebuilt it. Or you leave the way how it is. You just rebuilt the wood, you know, whether it's rotted out or if it's, you know, it's bending and it needs a replacement. Or, you know, just get a couple of guys. I mean, seriously, just, you know, find something that you can say, yeah, we can build this. We can definitely take that $1 property from you, sir or ma'am, and we shall build this. I mean, for me, if I was in that shoe, I probably would have just bulldozed the whole thing down, get a piece of RV, you know, I mean, or get a piece of land that's only a few $1,000s, and get an RV, and you own that land. You own it. And you don't have to do anything. You get a piece of RV or a tent or something. That's what I would do, you know. unless there's snakes or something like that. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy how much you can do. I just don't have the time or resources that I can have. It's insane, guys. I mean, I say don't do it. I would say don't get into an apartment either. Find a curveball that you can work with. If you're gonna go into a 50-year mortgage, like I said, you might as well buy a piece of property that's $300,000 or $500,000. If it's 300, you're gonna have to fix it up a little bit by tearing up carpets. You gotta probably replace the whole tile, or you gotta paint the whole walls. But guess what? You would be like, you wouldn't have to pay off the loan. You would, just save it right there. Now you'd be like, Rose, I understand, but I really don't have that much money. Now, I'm like working 2 jobs, and I'm meeting, like I can only afford groceries, eggs, bread, bacon. I mean, or even hot dogs. My parents, they struggle too. I mean, I would tell them that I like the foods that they used to make, and I don't even know what happened, but they said that they're that they were struggling back then, and don't want to put them under the bus, but yeah, that's what happened. Basically, like my mom would make some scrambled eggs with chopped up hot dogs, and they were so freaking good, dude. They were so good. It was so delicious. I don't know why she stopped making them, but obviously I think we're all right? And she just stopped making them for a long time. And it's like man, struggle food is very real. Learn how to struggle, and you will prosper. I think that it's true. You would think, and trust me, I've done this many a times. I cried myself to sleep. I sometimes cried myself when I'm awake, thinking like I might go to court this year because of not paying an apartment right on time. And this was like, I think it was 21, or I think it was 21. I think in November, that's when I had an issue. And no, I think it was 22. It was 22 of November. It was tough on me. And I think at one point, like I was able to no, actually it was 21. The reason why I said 22 was because I was thinking about that time, but it was tough. It was tough. I had the first apartment, and I guess it was, it raised up for quite a bit, and it was awful. It was awful. I didn't have anything. I had to get a loan off of my parents. They helped me pay some of the bill, and I paid them back. It was tough. It was very tough, and it's something that you don't want to do. I mean, if you're living with your parents right now, you should not take advantage of them. You have a blessing in disguise, and I told them, at least my parents, that I'm grateful for what they've given me, and I'm grateful for them, quite literally, like, letting me stay in their house, because a lot of people like my age, they don't have that opportunity, and it sucks. It really does. And so with that light of the note is to find something that is not just doable, but is manageable. You can now buy a property that's up to $20,000, or that is up to 100 or 200. Now it might be beaten down, torn to shreds. They have like debris, all this stuff everywhere, but if it comes down to it, when you're desperate that you need a place to stay, you would do every single little thing to get that property up, and to be able to sleep in that said property, whatever it's inside. If it's not doable, it's not a good livable situation, then you can just sleep outside and still work on it for the rest of your time being there. And you just, it's tough right now because of the layoffs. Everyone's getting layoffs. It sucks. I mean, I sometimes have that feeling that I might get laid off, and I'm like, what if there was a time where I do, and I already know what to do, and that is to get a job. And sometimes people are just left up on tabs, but they say that they don't want to have minimum wage. But guess what, people? The thing is that you have to get minimum wage. You're gonna have to do that to get up on your feet. If you're too proud to do some shit like that, then I'm sorry, you're not gonna create an income. That's just how life works. It's unfair, but if you're gonna get paid 15, 17, 21, right? You're gonna get paid those hours. You might as well just work the 15-hour job, look at other jobs until they're lined up. Get yourself an interview for those said jobs that pay more. And once you get that interview, take a day off of that job that's only paying $15 an hour. Make sure you actually get the job, so that way you can switch and transition to that said job. And yes, by all means, try to give them your second week, your 2 weeks notice, and just try to do the best that you can. It's not that, I don't want to say it's not that hard because I'm not in that position, but you gotta figure this shit out. If it only pays 15, so what? It's better than not getting paid at all. I'm telling you right now, 15 an hour, you can get at least a grocery, you can get food in your belly, and actual water or any other things, and just live it off. I don't know. And it really depends on where you go. So yeah, I'm done, guys. It's 8:31. I already done a whole thing that's past my time, but it's okay. I just want to say that I appreciate you guys for watching, and if you like this, please like it. Just subscribe if you can, and I'm just gonna let you know on a light note is that just don't do it. Don't do it. Do not lead yourself in a trap. It's a gambling game that you won't win. I'm sorry. And the way that they handled it is a bunch of bullshit. It's terrible. It's terrible. I wouldn't advise it to anyone. Not even the rich would think that it's profitable. Like, why would you think that? Like, imagine you having to buy a property, have a loan, right? And you're paying at the least of the end. Oh my god. Okay, so if you're gonna pay the end of that mortgage $1 million, I lost my train of thought. Some lady just went around my car, so I just need to think what I was saying. And it was so important too, because you gotta think about this like really quick, okay? And now I'm trying to think, dude. Fuck, this lady. Who was she? She just came out of nowhere. Because you gotta think about it. No one in existence, you would, let's say Oh, there it is. I remember it now. So let's say you want to buy this property. You want to sell it because now you can't make enough payments. But guess what? You will still owe the money that's owed. Like, say for instance, I don't know. People do some shitty math, and a lot of people are not being smart. So imagine you got a $2 million home. Well, you paid at least like $300,000 down, and now imagine, just subtract that, and you still owe that money. Guess who's gonna be paying that? You. You're gonna be the slave to the lender that lended you a piece of property that you have in your name now in 50 years. If I said that I would be 79, I'll be 70 and still be paying a mortgage under my name. And I would still be living, trying to work like if I'm like age 29. That's not gonna work. I'm sorry. I wish I could be young all the time, fit and ready, but that's not how life works. Body deteriorate over time, and yes, you can still manage and keep it healthy, but in the meantime, you will slowly start, your body will start having slow progress on becoming old. Like it's in slow process of deteriorating, you know, like little by little your skin is gonna, you know, shrivel up, and your whole bone structure is gonna be fragile at that point of age. You can like fall down now and you could get back up like nothing happened. Now if you're falling down by your, like, if you're like 87 years old or like you're 90 years old, you can break a bone easily. And that's just that. And that's one of those things you just don't know. And then what if you're on disability? Who's gonna be paying the mortgage payment? Your son or daughter? Who else? Who else is gonna be the one that's gonna start the negotiations? Who's gonna be taking care of you when you have a disability? It's a lot of things that you gotta think about, guys. And it's not just the mortgage payment, like I said. It's other bills that you gotta think of and how you're gonna be paying those bills. And that's how they get you. They'll be like, yeah, we'll just add another 20 years. We'll add another 20 years. It's more banks in the pocket. You know, there's gonna be people who are gonna be making more. If you're in real estate, you can make more properties open to people who wants to have that 50-year mortgage. It sounds easy, but it's not. And I keep telling people that do not get into the trap. These people are trying to give a gateway for you to say, yes, I own a home, but it's 50 years under my name. I'm gonna be a fucking grandpa